this is a mead day here at the Clemens household. So I've had this nice little container and sanitizer after being cleaned for quite a while. I'm going to just pour that aside. Get the container I have ready to go. And this area has been well sanitized over here. First thing I'm going to be working with here is I've got a mead that's been under wraps for about a year, and it's a peach mead. And we're going to go stop that active yeast and let it clear up, and then we're going to do some back sweetening. So the first thing we're going to add is some potassium metabisulfate. It's a little stronger than using Camden tabs and other things by just a small degree, maybe 17%. Technically you use about a 1/16 of a teaspoon per gallon. So if I use slightly less than that 1/4 teaspoon, then that gets me that 3-gallon amount that I'm looking for. The next thing I use is sorbistat. It's a stabilizer, and so it also helps with the clarification. You don't have to use it, it's just something that I've been using for some time now. This one's a little more aggressive. It's a 1/2 teaspoon per gallon, and we've got 3 gallons. And I bought a new baster that I'm going to use as a thief then to access some of the mead, so I can pull that out and mix it in with these ingredients. Okay, I keep my meads in this closet. So we're going to just heave a little out of there. And mix this up and put it back in. All right, it's ready to go back in the closet. We're going to let this sit in there for about 3 days. Maybe as much as a week, but I'm going to come back and then rack this over onto some honey to back sweeten it into another container so it can further clarify. We'll have to keep clarifying for until around August of next year. Okay, we're back in the kitchen and we're preparing to make another mead. Today's mead is brought to you by fig. That's right, figs. You know, I like figs, and I think of going to places like Moroccan restaurants and things that use fun fruits, prunes and figs and things, and they'll put honey on them. And I just thought, wow, I like the flavor of fig that you get off barrels when you're barrel aging beer, so why not? We're going to do a fig mead today. I'm actually quartering these. These are very pliable. You can see it's some beautiful fruit inside. Very pliable. These are nice and fresh, and I like to quarter them just to expose the fruit as much as possible. Ooh, take a look at that. That's right. So this is going to take a little while because we're going to do a 3-gallon batch of mead, and I've got a lot to go through. So it's a 3-gallon batch, and I'm going to be putting in 6 pounds of figs in this. We'll see how that does. Usually you want to do a range of, a lot of people do 3 pounds per gallon of fruit. Figs are a little pricey. We're going to go with 6, see if we can get a nice subtle fig flavor on it. I'm also going to be adding some pectic enzyme. The pectic enzyme is to kind of pull the pectins out of the fruit. It's a clarifying agent, and it can be added later, but we're going to go ahead and do that right up front. And today for yeast, I'm going to go a little different direction. I'm going to go with White Labs. They're with one of their pure pitches, and this is a sweet mead wine yeast. So we're going to give this one a shot. But before I got there, I've got a lot more cutting of fruit to do. All right, this is what 6 pounds of cut figs looks like. That's quite a bit. I've only got about a 1/2 gallon of water in here right now. It's at 170 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. We'll top off with water. We'll bring it back up to that 170, 175 degree range. What we want to do is kill off any bacteria, kill off any wild yeast that might have been on the outsides. And we're also letting it stew a little bit, but we don't want to bring it up higher to boil because we don't want to release the aromas and flavors and lose all of that. We want all that to go into our mead with the honey. So one other thing though you want to do anytime you're doing something with fruit, you want to make sure you're sampling the fruit. Yeah, and these are squishy. They're very moist, very fresh. We got extra. Khalil, Barb, and I, we've been doing a bit of sampling. So I had a half a gallon of water, and I'm going to top off with another quart of filtered water. That's plenty. And look at that. That's some good looking fruit in there. We're going to bring it back up to temperature. We're currently just under 130, so again, we're going to bring that back up to 170, 175. All right, we've hit 175, and so we've just turned this down to low. We're going to set the timer and let this go for 15, maybe 20 minutes. I've been stirring this periodically and watching the temps. Now I've got some wine yeast nutrient. We're going to add in a teaspoon. And let that kind of mix into that real good. One of the things I do love about the Pure Pitch packs from White Labs are the dates. Manufactured October 20th, and it's Best by April. But I mean, this is now just November 6th, so this is pretty fresh. Okay, our timer's going off. I went for 20 minutes on that. So we're going to kill that. We're going to remove this off the heat. I'll be stirring. We're going to let it cool down. We don't want to introduce the honey to this until it gets down to at least 110 degrees. That's about right. That way, again, with the honey, we're not whisking away, evaporating away some of those beautiful aromas on the honey. So we're going to go ahead and stir this and reduce the heat, and we'll go from there. We're adding in the second half of the honey. These are 5-pound containers. I'm going to reserve roughly about 1 pound of this on the back end. And I'm going to use that to back sweeten my peach mead. I've got a whisk that I've already sanitized. Get that honey mixed in with there. And those figs. And I got to tell you, this this smells like I went into some fun Moroccan place with figs and fruits and honey, and gosh, it smells really good. I used a quart for cleaning out the other honey container. We're going to just be adding in 2 gallons of water to this. Bring it up to 3 total. All right. I've got 2 gallons of water. That's just under 70 degrees. Went through my filter. Nice vigorous pour to help mix it. Sprayed with sanitizer just in case. Once more with a whisk. And we're going to mix this up real good. I'll check the temperature one more time. Now I'm going to do something a little unique, I think. This says everything's been really cleaned and sanitized multiple times. We've mixed this up pretty good in here. And I'm going to draw some out of there for measurement. Okay, we're going to record that. That's at 1.106 as a starting. I like to add in both Fermaid K and Go Firm, which really does a good job getting those yeasts activated. So we've cleaned and sanitized over everything over here really well. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And yes, do what you say not to do, right? But we're going to go ahead and add this over here. I've got my sanitized whisk. And we're going to go ahead and get that broken down and mixed up. We're going to pour that back into here. I use some sanitizer on my scissors. I'm going to go ahead and get our yeast going. And again, this is WLP 720, which is a sweet mead yeast from White Labs. I get it all in there, best we can. And I've re-sanitized this once again. We're going to just kind of mix it in there real good. Usually want to keep your mead in the 72 to 78 range. So those mid-70s is perfect, and that's right with that closet runs upstairs where I keep the other mead. So we're going to go ahead and put it up there, and I'll catch up with you next time around. Y'all have a great week. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and we'll catch you later.